So I applied for the credit card in branch, went back home, and then a couple of days later I got an email from Chase saying I didn't get approved for the credit card. If you just moved to the US, or if you have a friend that just moved to the US and they're wondering what their first credit card should be, today's video is the video for you. I'm going to draw from my experience as an immigrant who moved to the US and applied for a bunch of credit cards before getting approved for the first credit card, and we'll talk about what that credit card is and whether you should get it. My name is Abhi. This is Credit Debit with Abhi, and like we do in all of our videos, without further ado, let's dive in. The first credit card that I applied for and got approved for was what is currently known as the Discover It credit card. We'll dive into the nuances of this credit card, but before we get there, I wanted to tell you a little bit of a story about how I landed on this credit card. So initially when I moved to the US and got my checking account set up, it was with Chase. And I knew from a close friend of mine who had just moved a year before that he had applied for and got approved for a Chase Sapphire Reserve as his first credit card. So I decided to walk into the Chase branch, speak to an advisor, and then decide what card I wanted to apply for. And I was pretty sure that since my salary was coming into the Chase account, that I would get easily approved for the credit card. So I went into the branch and the advisor spoke to me about all the credit cards, starting from the zero annual fee credit cards to the Chase Sapphire Preferred and the Reserve. And obviously looking at all the value that you can extract from the Reserve at the time, I think the annual fee was $450 if I'm not mistaken. I thought that's the credit card I should be applying for. And if I'm being honest with myself, I also thought it was the shiniest object out there, and so there was a lot of enthusiasm to apply for this credit card. So I applied for the credit card in branch, went back home, and then a couple of days later I got an email from Chase saying I didn't get approved for the credit card. And sitting here now and to this community, I'm sure it's not surprising, but to me at the time I was very surprised. And I shared that story so that none of you make the same mistake. Later on, I met with a friend who had also moved to the US, and he recommended that I apply for a Discover credit card. He had himself applied for a Discover credit card, gotten approved, and built his credit score, and that opened up avenues for him to apply to other credit cards. Personally, I did not know anything about Discover credit cards. Growing up, I had heard about Amex, I had heard about Chase, but nothing about Discover. So I did a little bit of reading and the credit card started making sense, and I'm talking specifically about the Cashback credit card. So I took a referral code from him, went ahead and applied for the Discover credit card and got approved. Now let's talk about the Discover It Cashback card. This card comes with a $0 annual fee and does not come with a welcome bonus. But there's an intricate detail in the benefits of the card that can make up for the lack of a welcome bonus offer. The card gets you 5% back on select categories every single quarter. Now this is very similar to the Chase Freedom Flex, where you have to go in, review the categories that get you 5x back, activate it, and then spend using your credit card on those categories to get 5x back. It includes things like grocery stores, Amazon.com. So you have a variety of offerings where you can get 5x back, and you get 1x back on everything else. Now this is where the lack of welcome bonus does not bother me so much. At the end of the first year of ownership of this card, Discover will double all of the cashback that you've earned in the first year of card ownership. So that technically means on every category where you earned 1x back, you're actually earning 2x back. And on every category where you earn 5x back, you're actually earning 10x back in terms of cashback. And in terms of what you can use the cashback for, you can use it for cash. You can use it at checkout on Amazon.com, and you can also use it to pay through PayPal. Over time, as I held onto this card and started spending on this card and paying it off, it helped me build my credit score that opened up pathways for me to apply for other credit cards. There are other features on this credit card that makes it even more valuable. You get FICO credit score monitoring, which allows you to review your credit score activity and stay on top of it. And currently there's a 0% APR offer on purchases for the first 15 months of card ownership. I used this credit card to build my credit score up to a point where I could go ahead and then apply to other credit cards. Post this credit card, I applied for the Chase Sapphire Preferred and got approved for it. And then I also applied for the American Express Blue Cash Rewards and got approved for that as well. So if you're an immigrant who has just moved to the US and you're looking for a credit card to start your credit card journey, this is a very good credit card to consider. Now, if this video was helpful to you, smash that like button. If this is your second time watching a video on the channel, consider subscribing. And like always, I'll see you in the next one. Peace.